Hello, Butterfly here with Butterfly Insights, coming to you from my wellness center and store. I had done a live video earlier, but it seems to have disappeared. I was getting some crazy comments on there. So I don't know why they took it down, maybe because of the nasty people that were commenting on there. But I am here today to talk to you about transforming your triggers into freedom. And if that's something you would like to know more about, stay tuned. I'm going to talk to you all about that right now. So first, finding freedom through triggers can be a multifaceted thing to do. There can be many different things that you do in order to lead up to having that effective final release from those triggers for you. And it can also be an ongoing thing that you do through life. As you go through life, you'll find different parts of your journey will affect you in different ways. You'll have new triggers. And so learning these techniques will help you to find release of those and more empowerment right along the way. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about today is mindful awareness, practicing mindfulness. If you don't know what that is, it's being very mindful of the present moment, what's happening right now in the present moment. And I'll tell you that I have a meditation class that meets twice a month here in my store. And the very first meditation that I did, and the second one kind of went into it too, but a little bit into deeper things, has to do with mindfulness. So if you engage in some type of meditation regularly, and or if you engage in just being mindful throughout your day, it can really help you to be more aware of your thoughts and your feelings as you go along your day, and to do so without judgment. So that helps you to become in a place where you can recognize your triggers when they arise, so that you can respond rather than react to them. So be noticing what's going on in the moment. How's my breath feel? What do I hear? What do I smell? What do I feel right now? Does this tablecloth feel like? What cars are going by outside? And breathe, feel your breath in your body. That's just ways of being mindful. And take time to do that throughout the day. It's really going to help you. So then the next thing is journaling. Keeping a trigger log can be really, really helpful. That's the first aspect of this journaling I want to talk about. If you are triggered, get out your journal, write what happened, write what you're feeling, write what you're thinking, write it all down. And so then over time, if you do that, keep a trigger journal, a trigger log, you'll start to notice patterns that emerge. It will tell you a lot about yourself and a lot about what areas you need to go back and heal in order to clear, because you'll notice it. It'll show up for you. Another aspect of journaling I want to talk about is free writing. If you set a timer and you write continuously about your feelings when triggered, this will help to uncover underlying thoughts and beliefs for you. So you don't have to set a timer, but it's helpful. Like, I don't know how long to do this for. Set a timer for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, 30 minutes, an hour. It's up to you. But just write whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling. Just let it flow. Whatever intuitive thoughts come to you, it doesn't matter. Let it flow. You might be at a stuck point and you might write, I don't know what to write. My hand's cramping right now. That's a feeling. That's a thought. Let it flow. And eventually something else will come to you, like, okay, now I'm starting to have a memory of this that happened earlier in the day today, and this is, what it made me think of and how it made me feel. So doing some free writing as a regular basis can help you be more self-aware. So then, trigger path. This is something that I teach my clients about, and today's the first time I've called it a trigger path, but that's a good name for it. So you can do this in your journal, or you can do this just while you are driving down the road in a car, saying it out, talking out loud to yourself. It doesn't matter. But whatever triggered you, I do that a lot, talk to myself in the car driving down the road. It can be helpful. But whatever triggered you, think about what happened. Think about, mainly, the key is, how did it make you feel? Think about that specific feeling you're feeling in yourself. Okay? And then ask yourself, when did I feel this way before? And go back to a time you felt that way before, exactly that way. It doesn't have to be the same type of situation, same person, anything, but just the feeling is what you're going back to. That trigger will take you back to something important that you can look at. Okay, when did I feel that way before that? Allow this to take you back in time to as far back as you can remember that feeling. As you do this, your understanding will shift. Your perception will widen. And you will better understand and identify what really was happening in those situations. It wasn't the way that you perceived it as you were being triggered. It was something else entirely, and this is why you felt this way to begin with. Okay? So you'll have so much more understanding and release. When you look at things like that, they release, they let go. You've seen them, you've really evaluated them. It's like those shadows. Triggers are shadows that we can uncover and release. So then there are therapeutic techniques that can be super beneficial for these triggers. One of them is cognitive behavioral therapy with a trained therapist to help uncover negative thought patterns associated with your triggers and develop healthier responses. I do know of a couple of therapists in the area that I would recommend to go and talk to if you would like to do some of this work. So you can reach out to me and I will happily give you some referrals. But another one is EMDR. There are therapists and coaches that do this for people. Another term for this is bilateral stimulation. That's what I call it, because you can use more than just eyeballs, and that's what EMDR comes from. It's eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, but you can use other parts of your body in order to create the same effect. So what this technique does is it helps to process and reframe traumatic memories linked to triggers. And by accessing them in a safe environment and through the guidance of a coach like myself or a therapist, and I do this for my clients in my transformation package, that it helps the brain to process those memories in a way that you would process your day through dreaming. We all dream every night. Whether you remember your dreams or not, they happen. If they didn't, you wouldn't function. Your brain wouldn't function at all. So we need the dreams. They're important for our functioning. When we dream, we process our day. We process what's going on in our life right now so that we can move on to the next one. And so when you do this bilateral stimulation, it helps you to process these old, stuck, horrible triggering memories in a way that you can move past them and move on to the next part of your life. You can get those blocks out of you. So then another form of therapeutic techniques that I do use also is hypnotherapy. This is something that allows your mind to find, shift, heal, and transform these moments in your memories, even memories you don't consciously remember, but your subconscious will hold on to, so that you can come out feeling release, lightness, joy, and deep understanding and more knowledge of you and your own worthiness. Okay, it's really transformative. It's amazing. So then another thing that can be used for releasing your triggers is creative expression. Maybe you can't find the words. Maybe that's just too hard, and maybe you need to get it out somehow and express it, and you don't know how. You can use creativity, whether you are an artist or you don't call yourself an artist, that doesn't matter. You can draw, you can paint, you can form rocks and shapes in dirt, whatever creative expression comes to you. You can work with clay. Then you can use nonverbal outlet such as art in order to kind of process your feelings and your thoughts and allow them to show up in some kind of form that's nonverbal for you. And also writing poetry or stories. Maybe you can write a poem related to what you're dealing with. Maybe you can write a fictional story that you can use your thoughts and your feelings and put it into that story and work it all out through that story. That can be super healing and helpful for a lot of people. So then another way to help to turn those triggers into freedom, and this is something toward the end, toward working through a lot of these other techniques, and there's a few more I'll bring up, but this is a really good one to get, to work in as you're getting to the end of working out these triggers, and it's positive exposure. Once you've gone through facing these triggers and working out these triggers and getting them out of your system, you need to get some positive exposure going on. So I would recommend starting gradually. And maybe you start small with those things, like there are people that have triggered you, spend a short time around them, maybe go into a public place where you can then leave and go in your home in your own car if you need to. or being in a in a place that's triggering, and then just leave when you feel like it's time, maybe just a couple of minutes there and that's it. And also facing little fears that are physical ones instead of the emotional ones can help you get over those emotional ones. For example, maybe you have a fear of heights. So going to something that's a little bit high for you and getting comfortable with that. Another one a little bit higher, a little bit higher. So you're facing that fear of heights and finding empowerment, like I can do this. I can be high. I can be in a high place and I'm okay, I'm alive, I'm feeling fine. Then you can feel better and better about facing those emotional things as well. Creating new associations. So pairing triggers with positive experiences. Maybe you go to a place that's triggering for you, and while you're there, you listen to a song that peps you up, makes you really happy and feel good. Or maybe you're with a person that just grounds you and makes you feel centered and safe while you're in that place. Also, maybe it's a song that brings up a trigger for you. So play the song while you're in a place that makes you feel good and safe and at peace, or with a person that makes you feel good and safe and at peace. So pairing positive things with those triggering things can really help to get you accustomed to dealing with it. And that's important. We want to get to a place of dealing with it. We don't want to use our triggers as an excuse for anything, for avoidance. Avoidance is not an empowering place. Facing things, overcoming things, moving through things, that's empowering. That builds confidence and assuredness within you. Support systems. I've talked about safe people. So people that make you feel safe, that you trust. Talking to them about what you're dealing with emotionally. People that can give you that validation, people that can give you new perspectives on your triggers. That can be really helpful for you. Also, support groups. You might join Facebook groups. You might find people in your community through going to your community center or city hall or someplace that can guide you to a place where you can connect with support groups near you that can foster understanding and healing for you as well. Working with a personal coach or therapist or both can be helpful to you. I'm a personal coach. I also have therapists that I can connect you with if you would like to go that route as well. Physical activity, big, huge. Before, during, after. I recommend this when it comes to these triggering things, okay? So movement every day, some kind of exercise. I don't care if you're doing Zumba or yoga or walking or running or just dancing around your house. Doing some kind of physical movement all of the time is going to help to move things through you so that you can better process the emotions. Also, being in a good state of physical health is going to automatically affect your mental health and automatically affect your spiritual health. It's all tied together, physical, spiritual, and mental. Breath work. Using breath work techniques to calm your nervous system when faced with these triggers and help you regain control over your emotional responses. So, breathing through it. You start to feel a trigger come up. Maybe you don't know what to do. Breathe through it. Breath is life. Breath is the bridge between everything. So just breathe. And you can also feel where you feel it in your body. Breathe there. Imagine you're putting your breath there. Let it flow through you. Okay? Mind-body practices, meditation. We brought up before, using meditation with visualization can be huge. So if you get into a state of meditation, start by sitting or lying down comfortably. Breathe, feeling your breath go in and out of your body. Relaxing yourself from head to toe. Feeling connected to the earth, and breathe. Noticing what's around you, being mindful. That's a good part of connecting into meditation and that breath. So then once you're there, visualize yourself going through a triggering situation or meeting with a triggering person or whatever the trigger is for you, and going into it with calmness, with peace and confidence and ease. Imagine yourself dealing with it and responding to it that way, with calmness, confidence, peace, and ease. Doing that over and over is going to rewire your brain's response to those triggers. It'll rewire you. It's huge. It's powerful. Visualization is tremendous. Our brains do what we tell them to do. So tell it to do what you want it to do through visualization. Somatic experiencing. You feel something usually somewhere in your body when something hard hits you, okay? So focus on where you feel it. Move that part of your body. Breathe through it. Move it. You know, maybe shake it out. Whatever you need to do, get it moved out of your body through movement. That's a good way to release things and clear things through you. Another good, healthy way to deal with these is energetic healing. Reiki, I am a triple Reiki master, which means I am a master teacher in 3 different types of Reiki. But Reiki can help to clear, release, and heal where energy is locked up in your body and spirit in a very powerful way. I have done this work for my clients for many years, and it's not only very powerful on its own, but it is miraculous when combined with other healing techniques that I also offer, okay? Sound healing. As a sound healer, I understand on a deep level just how this shifts your energy out of what wasn't aligned with you into what is. It helps your system to release what's hurting you in different ways. I use tuning forks and crystal singing bowls for this. You can also find different frequencies on YouTube that can be very healing as well. Setting boundaries. Do this, decide what your boundaries are based on what you're dealing with and what feels like it drains you, what you feel like you can really tolerate and still go on and have enough energy for you. Write them down. Figure out what they are first, and then communicate them with your loved ones, with your friends, with your family. If somebody starts bringing something up to you that you've decided, no, that's a boundary, I'm not going to go into that topic, then you can tell them, that's a boundary for me, I'm not going to go into that topic. Just being very clear and calm will, most normal people are just going to say, okay, talk about another topic. They might say why, just say, it's a boundary, move on. Okay? Clear and simple. Just communicate your needs. And if people are not going to respect your boundaries, maybe they're showing you who shouldn't be around you. Okay, cultivating gratitude. Gratitude's huge. Gratitude's big. Gratitude is the biggest, most healing, most manifestive energy that you can ever step into. It's huge. So regularly write things down in a gratitude journal that you're grateful for. Do it every day. I do it at night before I go to sleep. All of the things that happened that day that I'm so grateful for, and many times they're what's leading me to what I'm trying to create and manifest in my life, and I can see that, and I'm so grateful. Going to sleep with that energy just sends it into my sleep, where I am regenerating my own cells while you're sleeping, right? And then sends it into my next morning and my next day. So I have gratitude circulating throughout all the time. Huge, beautiful energy. Anytime you're starting to feel bad, maybe a trigger happened, it's got you down, you don't know how to get out of that feeling. Gratitude. Get out a gratitude journal. Start writing what you're grateful for. Okay? And if you can't get it there, get out your trigger journal. Start writing about that. Do some automatic writing and then get out your gratitude journal. I know I'm asking you to do a lot of writing, and you might not like writing. You can also use a memo, voice to text on your phone. Whatever method of journaling works for you. So then daily affirmations can also help to reinforce your resilience and your ability to handle triggers, promoting a sense of empowerment and freedom and lightness, okay? So come up with what affirmations work for you. I am worthy. I am a magnet for goodness. Look them up, find them. Look up common daily affirmations or empowering daily affirmations, whatever you need to find the ones that make you feel that way, and say them every day to yourself. The more you tell yourself something, the more your brain believes it, and then you transform. It's not an overnight process, affirmations, but they do work over time. So finally, unlocking triggers to find freedom is a personal journey that does require patience, self-compassion, work on and for yourself. By employing these various methods, you can transform your relationships with triggers from ones of fear into ones of understanding and empowerment, ultimately leading to a greater sense of freedom, lightness, joy, and self-empowerment in your life. So go forward and release your triggers and find that freedom. And if you need anything from me, you can message me here, or you can go to my website at butterflyinsight.net and connect with me on one of my socials or send me a message, and I would be delighted to help you. And I'm also located at 1410 South Main Street, Joplin, Missouri. Love and light.